This is my Lius berry orchid house. It is a Phalaenopsis. The parentage, I can't remember what it is, but it's one of the compact blooming orchids. And as you can see here, the blooms are kind of clustered together, and there's a lot of buds, and they're quite small. They're like 1.5 inches wide. We also have a second spike here, and I believe these are not flowers. These are the beginnings of others' branches. I've never really had it branch out and bloom a lot. They kind of just dry. But lately the weather in San Francisco has been kind of warm and humid, so maybe my plant has been liking that. These are normal buds that will become these flowers. This particular orchid is one of my favorite Phalaenopsis hybrids because it blooms reliably every year and it always has a lot. It actually it had a prior spike that the blooms weren't the greatest because I was on vacation in Korea and didn't water it for 2 weeks, so the blooms kind of were wrinkly. But as you can see with these, the form is so much nicer. Everything looks perfect. There's no wrinkling, and they have a light fragrance. You can't really smell it when you're across the room, but if you sniff it in close, you can smell it. The roots are kind of crazy, as you can see. You have one growing upwards from within the pot. We have a lot of roots sticking out of the pot, and that's totally fine. The more roots, the better. And then you can see with these leaves, they tell a story. When I got this plant, it only had 1, 2, 3, 4, and maybe 5 leaves. And I noticed that wherever this came from, the new leaf was smaller than the prior leaf, which indicates that there was a problem. Maybe there wasn't enough nutrition, enough light, temperature was off, something like that. So when I first got it, it was like that, and then the next year, this leaf had grown while in my home and care. It's almost the same size, but I think with this new leaf coming out, it's coming out really quickly along with these 2 spikes. So I'm hopeful that this will actually be larger than these leaves. And I actually wanted to cut off this spike because I was worried that sometimes the leaves turn yellow, not because there's a problem. Maybe it's just super old, or there's like too many roots growing out of it, so it cuts off its access to nutrition, and then the leaf just turns yellow and then brown, and it kind of falls off. So I was worried that if I let this plant bloom too much, it can't really focus on the leaf that it's growing as well. But it's kind of proven me wrong lately. It's been going a lot faster than last year. So, and I've also been upping my fertilizer. I think when I first began, I did the whole weekly, just because that's popular advice for beginners to not over fertilize your orchids. And I think I took it a little bit too far and kind of starved my plants. So in the growing season, especially now, I've been still not giving the full dose of the MSU Feed Me fertilizer, but maybe a fourth or half of that every watering with a flush. Yeah, so that's my Phalaenopsis Lius berry orchid house 2025 summer of August.